Months ago, I did a video on fixing a Cummins Owen RV QG 4000. I had to read that off there because I'm getting a little old in my old age and I don't remember. But we fixed the generator from wasn't starting, so we put a diagnosis through. And if you want to watch that whole video, we won't review it, but we did a video on that. Now, what I basically did now is, I'm just answering a few questions. People had a question on the siphon, the actual funnel from a bean can to the, let me turn this around, to that, see the hoses that I clamped? And then the carburetor's up there. Well, what we did was to bypass the filter, we want to get right to the carburetor and see enough gas. So this video instruction is going to be on how I made that siphon. I've got a lot of requests for that, and how I bypassed the siphon through the filter to get the gas to the carburetor by a funnel, a homemade funnel. And you probably have a lot of these materials in your shop and you'll be able to make it yourself. So let's get right to it. So here's the can, and I showed you in the beginning, just any can you want to use. And we put some stuff down there, and I'll show you how we did that. And we strapped the hose onto the end, and we measured enough hose to be able to get to, clamping it up on the door to the motorhome generator. So here's the product you need, and we're actually going to make one. I'm going to make one for you out of this. You can use any material you want. I use metal because of the gasoline. This is for instruction only. You probably can use gasoline, but I probably would not recommend it. So here's the product. So every workshop, if you do any type of work, if you're a homeowner, if you've been around for 60 to 80 years like me, you're going to have a little bin like this of all just plumbing fixtures, gas fixtures that you've maybe used over the years. So what I found was that piece. I don't even know what that's called. It's probably a hose barb or a connecting piece. All these names of all these different things. And I used a stainless steel washer, and you could use a brass if you want, and a nut. That's what I'm going to use as a nut. Now, the tools you're going to need is this wrench. It's 7/16 to tighten it. And then you're going to need a setup like this, or if you have a long-throated 11/16 wrench. So that basically is, you're going to have to tighten it down here. You're going to have to tighten it down here, so you tighten it up here. And then you're going to use a 3/8 drill bit to drill your hole, and of course your drill gun, and then Real Tough. It's a paste thread sealant. You don't want to use any type of other material. This is gas resistant, and this is going to thread onto here to here so she doesn't leak. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yogurt container, or any plastic or metal, and there's right in here, there's a center point. It really makes it easy. So I'm going to just drill the 3/8 hole carefully. I can put it on low speed because it is plastic. Now, this is for demonstration purposes only, folks, because if you notice what happened, that's split open. So we're not going to use it at the end, but I'm going to show you how we're going to attach this. Okay, I like to sit down when I work because it's just more comfortable. And this way, we get a real good results. So we're going to take our little piece here. What are we going to call this? We're going to call this, I guess, a union or something like that when it comes to gas. And we're going to just pop it in this hole. Real simple. And you can see it comes right out there. Now, we're going to put the rubber gasket. Okay. So the rubber gasket's in there. We're going to put a washer over top the gasket, because when we tighten it, we want it to squeeze the gasket down against the can or whatever material you're using. I like the can idea because of the gas. Now, I'm not actually going to do this because I'm not going to use it, But what I will do, instead of putting this, you know, okay, we're going to put it inside here. I'm just going to squeeze it a little bit, and I'm going to take either my finger or a Q-tips, and I'm going to get it into the threads. I will take this, I'll turn the can upside down, okay, and I'll twist the can to get the thread started. And once I get it started, she's started. Now I can tighten it. Now, I'm going to tighten it really hard. So I'll take my 7/16, I always put that, and I can just grab it. If I do it this way, it can slip out. I want to put it here, and I want to tighten it. I'm loosening it. All right. That's it, folks. Now, you probably could use, you know, a plastic hose barb or a metal one where you have the threads and you can get a nut for the top and the hose. You can get it any size. Now, if you see on this can, right, you need one of those too. And so you don't have to really tighten it down. It's going to give a little bit. And I'll just take a clamp, put it on the hose first. We'll squinch it on there. And that's it. You absolutely don't have to really put the clamp on there, because in here, there's not going to be any pressure whatsoever. So it's just going to be a siphon down. So it's going to just filter down like a funnel. Now, if you noticed why I did this, see how that's raised? Well, I'm going to pour the gas in on the side, okay? On the side here, I'm not going to pour it directly in the center. I'm going to pour it on the side about halfway up, and then I'm going to let it settle. Because if there's any sediment in the gas, it's going to settle at the bottom, and we're just going to drain the gas off the top as it goes down when you open up the valve at the bottom of the hose, all the way at the bottom of the hose. All right. Real simple, just something that I came across. Instead of going to the hardware store, we live about 15 miles from the hardware store. So I had to come up with something very quickly. It was cold. So I hope you check out the original video that I did. Remember, it's about starting a generator. It's back in, I guess, February or March I did this. We got lots of requests for this particular aspect of how you did that. Well, here it is. Listen, happy RVing. Glad you could tune in. Like my channel, lots of different things, especially we cook. We're not cooking, well, we're cooking later tonight. But I got a big picnic coming up on the 9th of September. I hope you stick around, because we're going to have a live feeds of what we're cooking. We're going to have tape feeds. We're going to have recipes galore for a week after Labor Day. God bless, and we'll see you next time.